Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Best IT Solutions. And today we will discuss another important topic, that is access modifier. So what is access modifiers in Java and how we can use these access modifiers, we will discuss one by one. Okay. So there are different types of access modifiers available in Java, like final, abstract, private, public, protected and default. Okay, so this final, abstract, these are the also goes under the abstract modifier, but mainly we can say the access modifier as private, public, protected and default. Okay, so we'll see one by one what is private, public, protected and default access modifiers one by one. So class. So in class level, we cannot use the private and protected access modifiers. Like private and protected cannot be used with class. Okay. So class cannot be declared as private and protected, because class are always public. Class has only final, abstract and public access modifiers. So class has only final, abstract and public access modifiers. If you have inner class, then you can use private. Okay, so one condition, like if you have used the inner class, that class inside another class, so at that time in that inner class you can use the private access modifier. And then what is default access? So default access means suppose we have created a class and we have not mentioned anything, like class A. You can see here I have written class A, but here no access modifier is mentioned. That means by default it has default access. That is, you can only access this class inside this same package. That is called the package private also. So you cannot access from outside the package. Okay, so by default the in class, if we have not mentioned anything, that is called default access. So we can access this class inside only packages. So it can be also called as a package private. So we cannot access this class from outside the package. So outside the package, this default access means this class cannot be accessible. So this is default access. And public, what is public access? So public access means if we will write this class as public, when a class declared as public, that means now this class can be accessed from outside the package or from another package also. So public access modifier means if we declare the class as public access modifier, then that class can be accessed from outside the package or from another package also. So from another package also this class can be accessible now. So this is the access modifiers with the class. Okay, so in class levels we cannot use the private and protected access modifier. Okay, so only public access modifier and final and abstract. And in case of variables and methods, so we can mention private, public and protected with variables and methods. Okay, so variables and methods can be declared private or public or protected. So what is the difference between them? So if we have not mentioned anything, so in variables and method also same as the class, if we have not mentioned anything, by default it has default access. So variables and methods are also by default it is default access if we have not mentioned anything. That is access from a specific package. Default access can be also called as a package private, because it is only accessible from a specific package. Outside the package this is not accessible. The variables and methods which are not declared with any access modifier, that is called as package private, or it is accessible only inside the package. Outside the package these variables are not accessible. And if we declare as private, so if a variables or methods declared as private, it can be accessed only from a specific class. From outside the class this is not accessible. Okay. So private variables and private members are accessed only within the class, specific class. From outside the class this is not accessible. So from outside the class these private methods or the variables are not accessible. And if we declare as public, it can be accessed from any class or any package. So if that variables and methods are declared as public access modifier, it can be accessed from any class or any package. Okay, so three things. If we have not mentioned anything, that is default access, it is accessible only within that package only, and if it is mentioned declared as private, it is accessible only in from that class, that is specific class. Outside the class, that is not accessible. And if we declare as public, it can be accessed from any class or any package. Another thing is protected. So if we declared as protected and with the variable or method, it can be accessed only from succeeding class, that is child class can access the protected members of the superclass. Okay, so if we have declared as a variable or methods as a protected, only that variables method can be accessed from the its child class. So child class can be accessed the protected member of superclass. So another thing is final keyword. So what is final keyword? So we can use final keyword with variables, with methods, and with class also. So final keyword can be used with the variables, that is variables can be final, declared as final, okay, methods can be declared as final, and a class also can be declared as a final. So what is the difference between them? So when a variable declared as final, we cannot change the value of that variable once assigned a value. So final variables, when we are declaring the final variables, during declaration only we compulsory initialize that variable. Suppose we are declaring variable final int I, so we need to assign the value at the time of declaration, because this value is final. We cannot reassign the value. Okay, so final when a variable declared as final, we cannot change the value of that variable once assigned a value. This variable used as a constant. So this final variables means it can be also used as a constant. For example, value of pi. So value of pi, this is a constant value. No one can change the value of pi. So it can be it can be declared as a final variable. And final int I equal to 10. So this is customized variable. Suppose you write final int I equal to 10 means now the I can be treated as a constant variable. No one can change the value of that variable. So here I is a constant variable. Okay. And another thing is when a method declared as a final, no one can override it. Okay, so when a method declared as a final, no one can override that method, because final method cannot be override. It will show error. So like final variables value is constant, and final method means that method cannot be overridden. Final method cannot be override to child class. And when a yes, so public final void show. So final keyword, if we mention the final keyword before that method name, that method can be treated as a final method. And class, when a class declared as a final, that class cannot be inherited. Okay, so final, when a class declared as a final, that class cannot be inherited. No one can extend the final class. So final class cannot be extended to another class. Final class are non-inheritable. So we can declare as like, suppose the class is A, class name is A, we can write this as final class A. Now that final class cannot be extended to another child class. Okay, final class is final, that's means. So if we declare the variable as final, the value of that variable is constant. Once assigned a value, it cannot be changed. If we declare a method as final, that methods cannot be overridden, and its class declared as final, that class cannot be extended to another class. Okay, so these are the final access modifiers. Okay, another thing, abstract. So abstract we will discuss in another tutorial. Okay, so in this video tutorial that much. That is the private, public, protected, default, and final. Okay, so this much in this video tutorial. So thank you very much guys, and if you think that you have get some knowledge from this video, so please like and share the video with your friends, and please subscribe the channel, by which I can motivate and I can make more and more video on this topic. Okay, so thank you.